Welcome everyone. Today, an exciting day. We're going to talk about data governance and why it's so important to your business. I'm Dougall McBurnie, I'm the CEO of Versor, and David Stewardson, who's the Principal of Data Governance, is going to have a conversation with us about this really important topic. So I think the question is, what is data governance? And with that as the opening, I'll hand over to Dave. And Dave, talk to us about that, please.
Sure, thanks, Dougall. For me, at a high level, data governance is an organizational function that manages data. And I think of it similar to product management. If I was a product manager, I'd be responsible for the life cycle of my product. How's it designed? How's it packaged? Who would buy it? When's it time for it to be retired? When should it be decommissioned? And data governance has the same sort of responsibility, but for organizational data. So in a summary, data governance is an organizational function that manages the collection, cleansing, provisioning, securing, and eventual deletion of an organization's data assets.
Great. And I suppose, why should people inside organizations kind of, care about data governance? Why is it important or not important to them?
So, Dougall, unfortunately, the cold hard truth about data governance is that most people find it boring. But at the same time, it is really critical to organizational success. Time and again, academic studies and analyst surveys show that organizations that have good data governance practices achieve substantially above average results. So whilst it's not a sexy subject, it is critical. Data governance also these days, you need to think very broadly about it, including things like ethics. A clear data ethics policy can help ensure that your data science models are less likely to carry unconscious bias or cultural assumptions. As an example, a data science model in a financial organization that assesses the level of loan risk for a mortgage based on the size of an applicant's bank accounts may not properly take into account that some religions teach that earning interest is a sin, and as such, people from those religions may not use traditional Australian bank accounts, and therefore a data science model based on bank account size may reject these people inappropriately, and they may actually be excellent customers. So data ethics policy would ensure that different perspectives and different cultural aspects are considered when building analytics models to ensure you don't have that kind of bias. Another benefit of data governance is the avoidance of penalty. So things like lack of good data governance can result in breaches of legislative regulatory frameworks, and there are fines in the market of up to $2 million or more for substantial breaches. So one example and suggestion here around why people should care and how people should react around data governance is to rebrand. Don't call yourself the data governance team because people associate that with boring, not with the value that you can deliver. So maybe call yourself the data value team or the data specialist team. It can really help you get traction.
And how can we help customers get going with data governance?
So Versor has a range of different data governance services, from all the way from data vision and data strategy through to developing data management processes, deploying tool sets around the augmented data governance tools that are in the market these days, all the way through to the back end in terms of ongoing support, ongoing operations. We can even be your outsourced data governance team if you'd like us to do that. And you can choose as a customer of Versor which of these services you would like us to support you with, and where you have your own in-house capability to enable you to have that versatility to meet your best requirements. Now, a practical first step is to understand where your organization is today. As the saying goes, if you don't know where you are, a map doesn't help. So you need to understand where you are, where you're placed today, what's your strengths, what your weaknesses are, so you can accurately create a roadmap for improvement, understand where you're strong in comparison to your competition, where you're weak, and where you're supporting your strategy and where you're letting it down.
Well, Dave, it's been fantastic to chat to you today. A whistle-stop tour around data governance. Look, I think that we can drive a lot of value for organisations, unlock that value, and making sure that any efforts, I suppose, we apply around data governance actually are in the right areas, right? And so that they can make progress with their processes, with compliance, and I think then take that organisation forward. And I think there's a whole range of suggestions out of today that I think are relevant for all organisations. So I want to thank you, Dave, for making the time today to have a chat with me. For everyone that's looked at the video, get on their website, have a look at the data governance area, look at the self-maturity assessment there, and reach out to us and let's have a chat.